Chest up, shoulders back. Welcome to Revival Fitness, everybody, your home for gains and brains. And today, this is going to anger a lot of you, okay? Just a heads up. Let's all take a second here and calm down. Let's try to get into the rational headspace, not the emotional headspace. Today I'm going to explain to you guys and give my reasoning for why I refuse to compete in natural bodybuilding. And you're gonna see these quotes a lot in this video, guys. Now, before we get started, I'm sure a lot of you were saying, well, this is an admission that you're a fake natty. This is how you're telling us. If that's what you think, I understand. I'm not gonna get mad at you, okay? I get it. I totally get skepticism. I understand why you believe that. I respect the opinion. I do. I'm not going to sit in the comments all day and defend my honor and stuff. I will say, guys, a trend I've noticed, at least being in this space myself for a while now, the people who thump their chest the most about being natty, the ones who hold the most pride with it, the ones who just shout from the mountaintops that they're natural, oftentimes they're the ones who aren't. So either way, hormones are always a hot button issue in the fitness and lifting space. But for all of the drama and memes and jokes surrounding them, they're still essential to our overall health and performance. And that's why this video is sponsored by Let's Get Checked. Let's Get Checked is a leader in at-home hormone testing, and they make it as easy as possible for guys like you and me to get a complete picture of our own hormones from the comfort of home. Here's how it works. First, you're going to choose your test online. Let's Get Checked has a variety of men's health options ranging from a basic testosterone test all the way up to the most comprehensive male hormone complete panel. This measures your free testosterone, SHBG, free androgen index, estradiol, prolactin, and cortisol. You know, things you hear more plates, more dates talk about, but you don't fully understand. These are 6 essential panels to get an encompassing look at your total hormone profile. So once you choose your test online, you're going to collect your sample. Let's Get Checked sends you everything you need discreetly in the mail with fast priority shipping. All you have to do is prick some blood from your finger, fill up the tube to the designated spot, close it up, and send the package back with the prepaid shipping label they provide you. And the final step is to review your results. And for full transparency here, guys, look at my test results. All right, I took this test at the beginning of April. You can see here my test level is, I think, 805, just over 800, which is higher end of the normal range. Estradiol is 32, also in the normal higher end range. Now my prolactin is a bit high at 16.5, which is just outside of their reference range. I'm not experiencing any negative side effects from this. It might just be a genetic thing, but these are my current results as I am segueing into the pretty heavy cut. So if you're ready to get a full view of your own hormones, guys, click the link in the pinned comment or description of this video. You can use code REVIVAL to save 30% off of any hormone test of your choosing at trylgc.com/revivalfitness. Especially for my guys who do this whole lifting game and not naturally, it's good to know. And the funny part too is YouTube and social media are fascinating because I get called a DYEL at 1 o'clock, then a fake natty at 2. It's pretty interesting. If I'm just standing on camera like this, people will comment, I can't take you seriously, dude. You're so small. You look like a teenage boy. Then I take a mirror picture with a pump and I'm juiced out of my mind. I'm using synthol on my shoulders, right? This platform is really remarkable. But I am doing my first show naturally, guys, for 3 primary reasons. So first, I want to prove to myself and to you guys that I actually can do this, that I can stick through the dieting, the training, the cardio. That's my first show, you never know. I could get totally smoked. Could get first place too, you never know, right? But I want to prove that I actually can do this without external help. The second thing, I want to see if I actually like it, right? Because I know on social media, bodybuilding's very glamorized and it's popular and there's all the photography and the pump and all this stuff. But really, guys, I might not even enjoy it. Like, by the final few weeks of this prep, I might be saying to myself, I am never doing this again. I mean, there's essentially, what, a 50-50 chance that I never compete again after doing my first show. I don't know if there's like any sort of demographic data on this, guys, but I would bet that a lot of competitors, probably the majority of them, after their first show, no matter the division or weight class or whatever, they probably never compete again. Like, this is not something for the faint of heart, and you must really enjoy this to do this over and over, especially because there's no money in it. Like, this is nothing more than a passion project for people, at least until you get, or if you ever can get, to a high level. And then the third reason I'm doing this naturally is because I want to see if I have the genetics to be competitive. You guys probably see a lot of the people who have to go very, very heavy into the sauce on that ragu. A lot of the time they do that because they don't have the genetics for this activity. Waist is too big, shoulders don't get big enough, they have genetically small legs, whatever the case is. This is not the activity, guys, you want to go in deep with and then figure out 5-10 years in that you're not going to really win anything. That's gotta suck. So I'm competing in the true novice division for my first show, and plenty of people can win a novice show, an amateur show, a local competition. You get them to the national level though or beyond, they're always placing what, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10? You see what I mean? So I want to make sure that, or at least see that, I have some level of genetic competence, if that even makes sense, to do this long term if I do enjoy it. And I'm clearly not some genetic freak.
But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal!
I think that's pretty obvious. I'm not the biggest or strongest guy. I probably never will be. But I do think I have above average genes, at least for bodybuilding, in some context. The posterior chain, the yoke area, like the traps, the shoulders, the upper back, I think I can place well if I do everything correctly, given the genetics that I was born with. Especially the shoulders, man. People freak out about my shoulders. Oh, those can't possibly be natty. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I guess shout out to my parents. The first point I want to make here, guys, like I said, a lot of you are going to get upset. It is what it is. But this is my opinion. The word natural now is a meme. It's a joke. And a massive percentage of people who claim a natural on social media now do it ironically. They do it as sarcasm. Like, that's the point we're at. The term has been so lied about for so long and so watered down. Pretty much nobody takes it seriously except people who are emotionally defending the influencers that they like. It's essentially a massive inside joke today. Like, everybody knows that everybody else is lying about it. And the thing too is, if you compete now in the modern era in a natural show, being natural essentially just means that you have the knowledge or the connections to pass the drug test. So speaking of naturals, I'm going to put up some photos on the screen here of professional, natural bodybuilders. Not people who just claim it on social media, people who actually hold pro cards in natural federations. So let's do a quick look-see. These guys both are in their mid-20s, both lifetime naturals. The guy on the right is also vegan, so that's how he got all his gains, through veganism. Same with this guy and this guy. This woman here has striated pecs, cap delts, and biceps bigger than most men. She's natural. Mike O'Hearn is still registered as a natural competitor to this day. And who can forget Doug Miller, a man who is a multi-time champion natural. Seriously, this crap is a joke. Now, I know I'm being a bit facetious here, okay? Is every single person competing naturally actually a fake natty? No, I don't actually believe that. But I do think the number is way higher than most people would like to admit, and in my eyes, it totally delegitimizes these type of competitions. I'm too old to get fooled and rickrolled at this point, guys. I would rather compete in the NPC, where I know it's an open playing field where anybody can be on, as opposed to competing in a natural show where probably, what, 25 to 75% of people are taking something but just don't get caught. And some of you younger viewers might be asking yourselves, well, why would they go through all that trouble to compete naturally if they're not natural? Oh boy, let's see. Money, fame, status, the reason anybody else lies and cheats and steals in life. You guys need to understand something, dude. Being natural in the fitness space is a business model. It's a marketing strategy. I know a lot of you guys still cling to the integrity aspect. That went out the window a long time ago. It seems like nobody else will tell you guys this, so I'll tell you this. A lot of you guys need to grow up and realize that people lie and manipulate their way through life. It's way more common than you think it is. And by the way, this is not unique to bodybuilding or fitness. This is in every single career path, every single profession, relationships, finances. This is life, guys. Life isn't fair and life isn't fun a lot of the time, okay? It's dog eat dog out here. Something you might notice too, it's not a coincidence that many of the most popular natural bodybuilders happen to have degrees in biochemistry and other related fields, which would give them an inherent advantage in understanding how to beat a drug test. And that leads into the next point in general. I don't believe the testing is legitimate. And nobody does if you're remotely informed about what drug testing actually entails. So many natural federations only test their contestants 1 to 2 months prior to the show. Many of them also only have like a 3 to 7 year window of natural status, because there's really no way to ensure somebody is a lifetime natural. You just can't go that far back in somebody's life. So somebody could go on gear for a few years, permanently alter the structure and the size and potential of their muscles, then sneak back into a natural federation once their hormones have returned back to passable levels. So let's take a look at 2 natural federations and some of their rules right now. So the nanbf, the North American Natural Bodybuilding Federation, states on their site, if you pass a polygraph test, that same test can carry over to another show up to 45 days afterward. Polygraph tests aren't even verifiable, they're not legitimate. Besides watching police movies and stuff, no actual agency uses those as a verifiable metric of catching somebody lying. The same federation only performs a guaranteed urine test on the first and second place winners of each category right after the show. Then it says at the very bottom, if you're on prescription HRT or TRT, the substance is allowed as long as it doesn't contain testosterone. That's pretty open-ended. I don't know fully what that could entail, but there seems to be some obvious loopholes with that rule. So now let's look at the wnbf. Their website says drug testing's been a top priority for 33 years. All athletes, and I don't consider bodybuilders athletes, even myself, must be 10 years drug-free of prescription or pharmaceutical hormones on the banned substance list. And then in text here highlighted, 2 years free of over-the-counter hormones, pro-hormones, or banned substances listed or their chemical counterparts. Now let's read this from the wnbf2, a prescription medication notice. At no point may any athlete use a prescription more frequently or at higher doses than it was prescribed by their physician. Medications may never be used for bodybuilding or weight loss purposes. That'll never happen, right? All prescriptions have to be up to date and a copy must be presented to the promoters of all sanctioned events in order for the wnbf to issue a therapeutic use exemption. Get out of your Disney fairy tale cloud, okay? You think certain competitors don't have connections with the promoters, with the doctors. You think certain doctors don't know the promoters and all this other stuff, right? So once again, guys, I'm not saying that every single natural competitor is a liar, but you read these rules, you look at enough photos, you see these guys on YouTube and on social media who are proud natural bodybuilding champions. They don't even pass the eye test. Now, this is whenever fanboys and people who are just out of touch with reality will jump in and say stuff like, well, he passed the drug test, so he has to be natural. He passed the test, so it has to be true. So let's use an example from my own life, all right? I remember in high school, a lot of you can probably relate to this, even though you'll say you don't. In high school, we had a biology final. Maybe it was chemistry or something. But we all had calculators, specific types of calculators that we could use on the exam, right? Of course, somebody came up with the answer key. He was somebody who would stay after class with the teacher, and he gave us all the answers. So all of us went into class that day to take that final with all the answers on our calculators. Did we adhere to the rules of the test? No, we didn't, but we still passed. You see what I mean? So these competitors, guys, can skate through these tests. There are numerous ways to do so. There are people who make professional livings, guys, teaching young athletes and pro athletes how to pass drug tests. I've never done this myself, okay, but as far as I know, you can start taking shorter ester compounds. There's certain fluids you can drink. There's certain things that have a very short detection life. You can come off them quickly. A lot of people, guys, you can read forum posts and videos and stuff. They'll tell you they will take their drug test and then do their next PED of choice an hour later, as soon as they finish with the testing. Right? Like, this is not some mass conspiracy, guys. Like I've been telling you, this is real life. And forget about bodybuilding and powerlifting for a second, guys. Think about pro sports in general. Once again, oh, he passed the test, he has to be clean. You guys really think all of these pro athletes are clean? Top 1%, tons of money, tons of fame, tons of sponsorships. You think all your favorite pro athletes are clean? These guys, some of them are in their mid-30s, still playing at high levels. These guys are going into college with massive money and scholarship potential on the line. You think they're all clean? If you actually believe that, I have some beautiful oceanfront property to sell you. Like I said, man, some of these guys, there's no helping them. They willingly are delusional and they want to live in a fairy tale. But that leads into the final point I want to talk about, segueing off the professional athlete end of it. Publicity and exposure. All right. Now, like I said earlier, guys, bodybuilding is really a passion project. There's essentially no money to be made in it. Even if you have a couple sponsorships and a couple discount codes or whatever, maybe a clothing brand, most people in bodybuilding barely make any money. A lot of them, really, you're going to lose money. I've told you guys, I'm over $700 in the hole just doing my first show, between the entries, the tanning, the travel, the hotel, all this stuff. It's a money pit. Most people who do bodybuilding, guys, work boring jobs as their day-to-day. But this is what I mean. NPC shows barely have an audience as it is. Natural shows have a fraction of that fraction. For most NPC shows, guys, you can watch videos of people who actually go and sit in the stands, or if they take a video from on the stage to capture the crowd. A lot of the time, there are more photographers and judges than actual people who paid for a ticket to attend the show. Then you compare that to natural shows, there's like 5 people in the audience and one of them is a crying baby. No prize money either way. You see what I mean? It's a business decision. And if my decisions offend you or bother you, oh, well, this is ridiculous, you're a fraud and a fake and I thought you were a real one, have a good one, man, okay? Take care. Don't let the door hit your butt on the way out. But if I've learned anything, guys, living in LA for the past 4 years, it's this. Life, fundamentally, is a business. People are liars, and you have to navigate those two facts to get where you want to get. Get mad at me if you want. But this has been the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching and your continued support. Big shout out to the Patreon supporters and the channel members. Hit me up in the links down below for coaching, programs, consultations, etc. Once again, thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring this video, and I will catch you guys next time.